Hi there, welcome to QA Box Let's Test. If you have not already subscribed to this channel, kindly do so, and if you like the video, give them the thumbs up.
So in the last video, we created a class and then we instantiated an object from that class. So while creating a class, what essentially we did, we encapsulated all the properties and behavior related specific to a person object. Okay, so that's called as encapsulation. So now, if you know OOPS, it has got four core pillars and encapsulation is one out of those. The other three are abstraction, inheritance, and polymorphism. So in this class, we are going to see inheritance in JavaScript. Okay. And before we move on, let's understand one more feature of a class which differentiate this class from a function. And we have already talked about hoisting. Okay. So for a minute, let me just comment this out. And when I save this, okay, I get an error, cannot access person before initialization. Okay, so that clears the point. Unlike functions and other JavaScript declaration, class declarations are not hoisted. That means that you must declare a class before you can use that. So if you declare class first and then instantiate an object, it would just work fine, as you could see. But in the other case, we saw this error. Okay, so that's a difference between a class and a function in JavaScript. All right, so let's now move on to the concept of inheritance. Okay, so a person could be a software developer, could be a QA. All right, so what I want is I want to have a class which will inherit the members of this person class and will have its own specific behavior as well, all right, or properties for that matter. All right, so what I want is instead of creating a class, let's say QA, okay, and copying pasting all this in here, right, we are not going to duplicate the code. So all you have to do is this QA, and again first name should start from with an uppercase. Extends is the keyword that we are going to use, and we are going to say this QA extends this person class. And now let us create an object of QA. We say const QA1 is equal to new, and you say QA. Okay, and the thing is, as you could see, when you do QA, it is asking you to provide in these two values. Okay, so you have to provide these two values in here. You say, um, let's say Ajay, and the age is, let's say, 30. Okay, when you do so, and let me do this for QA now. Let me comment this out, and instead of PR1, let me replace it with QA1. Let's save that, and you could see that this class, it has got nothing in the body, but it, since it's extending the person class, so all the members are available to this class out of the box. That's what inheritance is. Just like, you get ancestor properties automatically, right? So in OOPS as well, right? So whatever members that are available to the parent class are available to the child class if we have established the relationship between these two using the keyword extends. Okay, so now we can have specific members inside this QA, and we can say, for example, department. Okay, so we can have, all right, so we have to use constructor, of course. Okay, so we use constructor, and the first thing that we have to do inside a constructor is call the constructor of its superclass. So you say super, and this is how you are going to call the constructor of the parent class. And now you could see that this is referring to person constructor, okay, which means that now you have to provide the name and the age, which means that you have to pass it from here. So you could say name, okay, underscore age, and then you can also pass in, let's say, the department. Okay, so you pass in these underscore name, underscore age, and you say this dot dept is equal to, all right, and you can say skills is a method, okay, and you can write console.log qa skills. Simple. So this is specific to class qa. These things are not available to person class. So if you create a person class and you think you can refer to these and access these, then that is not going to work. So let's see that as well. All right, so now what we can do is first access these specific properties. So we say qa dot department. Okay, so this is the property, and let's call in the skills method. You see that? So okay, so we have to provide this while calling, so we call it qa, and if we run this, so you get name, age, and the department. Then these are the three methods. Okay, so let's do one thing now. Let us create one parent class object. And how can we do that? We say const per1 is equal to new person. Okay, and we have to pass in those name and age. So let's pass in v, and let's pass in 9. Okay, let us uncomment these. So this is all good, it will work, but let's try to access the properties which are specific to qa class only. So we say per1 dot, and if you see that dept is not available, but if I want to access that, right, I get undefined back. Okay, since this property is not available to the parent. Okay, so this is inheritance into JavaScript. Okay, thank you so much.